Okay, this is BlitzThose in the Warspite. 3 Asacios, 1 flank, 2 brothers. Oh my god, Blitz. That sounds dangerous. Now, as a reminder, we are doing a charity stream for the Macmillan Foundation, which helps those who are dealing with cancer get through that experience. You can see the link there to donate if you would like to end 2021 and say fuck cancer. Definitely worth doing. Any donation will trigger a giveaway. Donations up to 10 British pounds will trigger a subscriber camouflage giveaway. Donation up to 50 will trigger a CC container. And above 50 will trigger a Santa's Big Gift giveaway. I've got tons of codes, so please consider donating. I don't care how little or how much, but it's for a good cause. And let's end 2021 right, or get into 2022 the right way. Just found it hilarious that you killed 3 destroyers with torps, which neither was aimed for. Well, I agree with you, Grunty. That was a ridiculous game. Now, this is something I'm not used to seeing. A Warspite in kiting away position so early. I don't really like the Warspite's armor scheme. Her rear is kind of open to
Harley's
a lot
here.
of damage. Of course, Harley's here. Harley, rewind the stream about 20 minutes and go watch that new Tsushima game. It'll help you understand how to play her as a torpedo boat, which is quite fun. A lot of the team does quite badly this game.
Warspite is a bit far from the action.
Yep. I don't think you need
So-
to be that far, especially if you've got a TED 61 in front of you. I'd be closer to support him at least.
Yep. And you want your shots to land accurately. That Dunkirk, you will overmatch him no problem. Durfinger, also not that well armored.
Mm-hmm. You've been doing better in Unustra? Good. I'm glad. That's a good ship. But yeah, I feel like you're too kitey early on here.
At the lower tiers, ships are not quite as accurate and the engagement ranges are a lot closer. So you can be about 12-ish, 12, 13-ish kilometers and be pretty safe.
Mm-hmm. Nice hit on the Dunkirk's bow, at least. Harley, you're just getting off of work. Oh, hey, got it. Got it. Well, welcome aboard. Cheers. Good to see you. Hope you had a good Christmas. But yeah, I mean, if you want to kite away, that's fine, but I don't think you need to be going at full speed here. Fortunately,
Another thing to consider is because of that turn, you actually have your firepower for a little bit. So your T-61 is a lot more precarious situation.
yeah, and you can see that right there. Being charged by the Dunkirk. Your New Mexico is also kind of screwed because he didn't turn. Hey, Flint.
So yeah, because you started out too far from the engagement, and since in the middle of your turn, that Dunkirk actually got up and was able to do half damage to that T-61.
Yes. Now, I will say, if Blitz was playing a full random battle without a division, I think his play is fine. What do you think, SAT?
I still think it's a bit farther, too far away, but it's a bit more understandable.
Right. If it's somebody that you're, especially on voice comms with, then you really need to be closer to support him. And that's kind of the point I'm trying to get at, right? Like, if you've got no communication with the destroyer in front of you, you've got no idea about their skill level, you have no idea about what they're trying to accomplish, all that good stuff. And so it's really hard to support somebody like that. But if he's in your division, if this is somebody who's in voice with you, then you want to be working with them. You don't want them to feel like they're left out to dry.
This is actually much better positioning, since you're closer to the enemy, and they're not really focusing you.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can tell, you're hitting a lot more shots, and of course that broadside finger just gave you his body.
Yep, and look at this. You're about to kill a Legal. We know it's going to happen. It's just not happened yet. You were not on voice with this destroyer. Ah, okay. Well, then screw him.
Yep, he deserves to die.
He deserves to die. To hell with this guy.
Oh,
And his skill level is meh.
Okay, he double deserves to die then.
Frankly, I just look at it as if you're going to be in a division, you want to support that division mate, you know, and work together with the person. But if they're not on voice, that makes it more difficult. Fair enough. You guys aren't communicating at all via text, so I'm curious how you're going to communicate with this guy at all.
Signals.
Because I see nothing in the chat.
And signals, clearly.
Working as a team is a very difficult skill to develop. Absolutely right, Sergeant Sully. But it's very important. Oh, look, sorry. Okay, so now he communicated with you, but it's too late. There was none of, like, the hold back or, you know, watch out or, you know, we're not with you. Like, those little things can be very helpful. Smoke signals from the stacks. That's right, Big Worm. Alright, so what are you up against now? A Monahan. Right about now, I bet you really wish you had a TED 61 that could help you fight the Monahan, right? It's got the Hydro to detect torpedoes, and it'll outgun the Monahan, especially if it's a B hull. But
So it's kind of like a cascading effect.
Mm-hmm.
Because you played too far away, you weren't able to support your destroyer. And because you couldn't support your destroyer sufficiently, you got rushed and killed by, eventually run over and killed. And now you don't have that destroyer to help you against the Monahan or the T-22 that's north of you.
Yep. So, I mean, it's just an example of, like, you know, you want to work together with your team as much as possible, especially if they're in a division with you. Skilled be damned, it doesn't really matter. You're being in a division, working with other people, automatically multiplies your abilities in the game. So I'd say if you're gonna play with that guy again in the future, ask him if he's or her if they have the ability to get on voice. If not, then you guys need to work more on communication in game in terms of your chat or even using quick keys like the F keys. We actually did that once upon. Go ahead.
Thankfully, the 2 enemy destroyers suicided, so take on here, and then you should be able to handle the 3 ships up north.
Monahan got really, it looked like he got frustrated and he just got too close. But what I was going to say, SAT, you probably remember this player. She was in Kraken for a while, Blaz?
Yes.
Otherwise known as Saratoga. Ansel with the resub. Thank you very much, Ansel. Greetings from Norway. Hey, greetings from America. Oh, I wish I could visit Norway sometime.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New One. Greets from Norway.
So, Blaz could never get onto voice. She could listen, but she could never speak. And I don't know why, but it doesn't matter. She couldn't. So, what we did was we worked out, like with her, you know, F-key commands. Just things like, you know, ping an area and then, you know, I need intelligence. Okay, she knows that we're trying to get over there. Or, you know, focus this person, this target. Easy, right? And what we found was our overall efficiency in our clan improved just from doing F keys. You were in cons with the new mechs. Okay. By the way, I haven't mentioned it yet. If you're looking for some good clothes, feel free to check out Fabletics. There's a link in chat right there now that I see it. I traveled to Portugal with Fabletics clothes, and they were awesome. I meant to take a whole bunch of pictures in them. I failed miserably because I just completely forgot. But,
I wonder why you forgot.
yeah, right? They were very, very good clothing for travel, though. I was very happy with them. You've worked in Norway, Blitz. That's awesome. I want to go sometime. I really do. But there's so much of the world I still need to see. Okay, so what's left? Texas Ranger Emerald, and it's just you two. And you beached.
Yep. This one should be a pretty easy engagement for you. As long as you don't get rushed by the Emerald.
Gaelic, hopefully Fabletics men does not have leotards. I don't think they do. I'm hoping that they don't.
What about spandex?
No. They did give me underwear, though. I have some Fabletics men boxers. Which I will not be taking pictures of, but were kind of nice to wear. Felt weird though. Just I'm not used to wearing stuff like that. Homegrown Cowboy says I had a great battle the other day for teamwork. Lennon with a cruiser and destroyer. Only comms I had was going to cap A. 2 Rogers and we did. See, those are the games that you remember, right? That's what keeps you playing this game. I'm not used to that kind of underwear. Please. They have more caps and more points, true. So what you guys need to do is you guys need to be threatening A and B. Why are you clicking on C? Also, why are you running away from an emerald? It's a freaking emerald. Who cares?
Emerald
Honestly,
does have considerable torpedo power, so it's kind of understandable to not let him torpedo you.
Sure,
If you remember
but
the way she beached, this is the only option, realistically, to get out without being torped off.
so the point I'm getting at is what I would have done is especially since you said you're in voice comms with the New Mexico, I would have asked the New Mexico to hold and kill the emerald while you get to B because you were closer to B. I think that would have been the better play here because your New Mexico buddy could have just blapped the freaking emerald. I mean, look at him. He's just sitting there in smoke. You get into B cap, and killing that emerald buys you the time necessary to deal with the Texas. Now, we don't know where the Texas is. He could be going to B. He could be following the emerald. If he goes to B or follows emerald, regardless, your New Mexico could come up the channel after killing the emerald, and now you've got flanking shots on the Texas, right? You've got those cross shots.
Well, yes. The thing is, your New Mexico deals with the Emerald because he's too far behind. So you don't need to send him to B. That's what Zap is trying to get at.
Yes, exactly.
All they need is you to go to B. That's it.
Oh God, if you would have.
Slow to keep up.
Right, New Mexico, like I said, turn back, be with the emerald, then go up the channel, and then what you do is you guys pincer the enemy team, and of course, right after you fire, there's the frickin' ranger.
I'd let it go, because Texas is the one that will kill you.
Texas is the bigger threat at this point. Abso-freaking-lutely.
I would agree with you guys. See, these are 1 points. Kind of need points right now.
Falling out of the cap, well, you still have
New
New Mexico home.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that again goes back to the comment earlier about killing the emerald. That's... How many points is that? It doesn't show. Show on the
Emerald
missions?
is like...
No. It's a cruiser, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
So it's a 60-point swing. That gives you an extra half a minute to make something happen?
But I believe carriers are like 100.
They are a 100-point swing.
We destroyed an enemy aircraft carrier.
I mean, because you can always kill the Ranger and then ram the Texas.
Sure. But if you do that, your New Mexico has to get the cap. And has to get A, and you have to hope the emerald doesn't go to C while that's happening.
Thankfully,
Texas
a lower
wants to
tier,
ram you.
the average skill is not that high, so you get away with a lot more stuff.
I was gonna
Look
say,
at
New
the...
Mexico has to do is just turn around and because the emeralds show nothing but aggression. Just turn around
Yes.
and say so.
And look at this Texas. Trying to ram you, failing, and then showing broadside to the New Mexico, and he got punished for it. Oh, here comes the Emerald. Okay, I gotta say, this is a game where the enemy just gave you the win. They threw so hard. So freaking hard.
It's also
And New
helped
Mex-
that they also had the tier 6 ships, so they had the high tier ships, so they could more easily make plays.
They've got the high ground. Now, I said that, and then look what the Emerald just did. That was a fantastic play by the Emerald.
Yep.
Again, why I feel like the New Mexico should have stayed back and just killed the Emerald. But hey.
New Mexico
Go to
also
A.
kind of left him no room. He should have just
Yep.
gone north of B, but
Yep.
whatever.
I think the New Mexico beach.
It looks
maybe
like
trying
it.
to get all the guns to bear, which is. I made a comment earlier when the Warspite did it. Like sometimes you're better off not shooting. You're trying to get all your guns to avoid the beach, especially in a carrier game, when your best option is to stay moving.
Yep.
Luckily, nothing came of it.
And then you actually managed to hit the Emerald. Nice job there. The big thing is you've got 3.5 minutes to go. You have 2 caps to their 1. I think you'll win on time, assuming the Emerald does not go to C cap. Going to A is not a good idea, by the way. Whoever said that in chat, to hell with them. They're wrong. You need the kill.
Yeah. You're just gonna have to hope you can kill the Emerald. That's really about it.
How much time is left in game?
3 minutes and
In-game.
19 seconds.
Okay, so it's the yellow number.
Torpedoes to port.
Yep.
Torpedoes dead ahead. Torpedoes to port.
Next, oh, oops, canceled streams Monday and Tuesday meant I could not get 250 community tokens. It's frustrating for sure. I'm in the same boat. I traveled. I didn't have a chance. I could have, but I was too busy playing Raid Shadow Legends and other games. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, here he is. Here he is. So he's trying to get into the cap. He knows he needs to get into the cap in order to win the game. And he's turning
No, he
away.
doesn't. He actually doesn't have to.
No?
Yeah. So it will tick up at a 2-to-1 ratio in favor of Warspite. But since
Yeah.
he's at 700 versus 900, it's not going to tick up fast enough. So all Emerald has to do is just literally survive for the next 3 minutes. Or 2 minutes.
Now, I'm just gonna put this out there and say the way that I generally approach these kinds of situations is that I assume the worst case scenario possible, which is, in my opinion, they need the cap, right? So I understand what the Emerald's trying to do here. I just feel like the Emerald obviously doesn't have a smoke left, otherwise he would have used it. Had he had that one smoke left, he could smoke up on C cap, secure the victory, no problem. There's the smoke right now, but it's too late. He's showing you broadside, trying to stay in the cap. That's the mistake that's going to kill him right here.
He doesn't realize he doesn't actually have his greed
Right.
got him killed. Thankfully.
I don't know that it's greed. I think, to me, personally, it's more uncertainty. And what I mean by that, SAT, is, you know, we don't have the score timer mod anymore. But even when we had that, most players didn't use it. If that was part of the game, if he had that information handy, that player knew, I'm going to win even if I don't have C-cap. Right? Then that Emerald runs away and he's good. That's, to me, that's the issue. It's a lack of knowledge. It's a lack of information, which ultimately is going to get him killed. And sitting broadside and